You know, every so often we get it right, don't we? I mean, timing is everything. You see the deer right there in Brownfield. Oh, look at this, joined by another deer right on cue. The whole family joining. And they can deal with this cold weather, of course, because they're built for it. It is really, really cold again in Brownfield and really anywhere around the state of Maine, particularly like Rangeley and Greenville, 40 below.
Yeah, just brutal out there this morning, Tori. Yeah. Thankfully, this is short-lived. I mean, today is really going to be the worst of it. Even tomorrow morning, while the air temperatures themselves will be colder, we don't have the wind factor like we do right now. Wind advisory is still in effect for Waldo, Lincoln, Knox, and Kennebec counties. And this is where we have the highest risk of getting gusts above 45 miles an hour. And I wouldn't be shocked if we heard of some stronger gusts down east, mostly along the coastline too. Blowing snow could be an issue in areas that saw snowfall yesterday. And I still think that power outage numbers will probably increase a little bit as people are waking up and realizing they don't have power. And if you know somebody who lost power and you've got a wood stove they don't, maybe invite them over for a hot cup of coffee this morning, because I mean, this is just brutal out there. Exposed skin in this type of weather, frostbite can happen in as little as 15 minutes, maybe even less, especially across parts of northwestern Maine, where wind chill values themselves are 40 below zero right now. 25 below in Bangor is what it feels like, 20 below in Portland. And that's all thanks to some strong wind gusts out of the northwest. If we fast forward to 10 o'clock this morning, the strongest gusts begin to shift to be mostly down east, which again is the trend that we expect as high pressure builds in from the west. Areas in western Maine will begin to calm down. Across New Hampshire too, by 5 o'clock things are much improved. And then tonight, as winds go calm, that's really going to allow temperatures to fall back quite a bit. And I'm expecting this to be one of the coldest nights that we've seen so far this season, if not the coldest night. There's some lingering snow showers across the Canadian Maritimes and Nova Scotia. This is the same system that dropped some snow down east yesterday, but that's moving away from us, and we won't have to talk about that for much longer. Full sunshine by 1 o'clock today. Areas north of Bangor and Route 2 may not even make it above 0 degrees today. Central Maine tops out in the single digits. The coastline tops out near 10 degrees, and then tonight I expect almost everybody to fall below zero. Calm wind, clear skies, and a snowpack. 20 below is certainly on the table for Caribou. 15 below certainly on the table for Berlin, New Hampshire. It's going to be just brutal out there. But again, we don't have that wind factor. Through the day tomorrow, we end up in the range of about 15 to 20 degrees, so a real heat wave compared to where we are right now. Clouds begin to thicken up late Sunday out ahead of Monday's storm. With cold air locked in place, as soon as this storm moves in, I do expect it to begin as snow everywhere before a switch to rain at the coastline. But that switch to rain ultimately means we could be talking about wind being an issue for the coast. Maybe some coastal flooding in there too. Here's what I'm thinking for snowfall: 8 to 12 inches across the northwest hills and the foothills. Even some interior sections of York County could see 8 to 12 inches. 4 to 8 from Sanford, Lewiston, Augusta, and then north of Bangor into the Crown of Maine. 2 to 4 inches right along the coastline for York and Cumberland counties, according to 2 inches down east. Here's the wind threat. Wind gusts 40 miles an hour or higher, mostly along the coastline on Monday. Coastal flooding again could be an issue during the high tides. Power outages likely on the table with wet, heavy snow and strong winds at play as well. So just something to keep in mind for Monday. Seas 6 to 9 feet today. Freezing spray. North wind 25 to 30 knots, gusting to 45 knots. Frigid to start the day off tomorrow. Mountain snow on Monday. Pure snow with a mix south. And then we are cold and clearing out on Tuesday. And again, a switch to rain at the coast on Monday. A few more flakes in the forecast for Wednesday and Thursday. I think those will mostly be nuisance flakes, Tori, maybe a couple of inches. But let's get through Monday before we start talking about what to expect at the end of next week.
One step at a time, right? You got to do it that way. Yeah.